Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today we have a very easy job we're going to be doing. The complaint with this vehicle is, first off, let me just tell you this is a 2004 Honda Accord with a 2.4 liter engine. The problem we have is on cold mornings when you first start the vehicle up, you'll get a chirping sound for maybe 1 second. As soon as you start the car, you get like a little chirp out of it, and it goes away immediately and doesn't return all day. I'm going to bring you up front. I'm going to show you what the problem is and how to go about repairing the problem. It's a very simple fix. Just keep in mind that the only time you get that noise is initially when you first start the vehicle up for that first second on extremely cold mornings. If it's a warm day like today, you really don't even hear it. So we'll see if we can hear it. Basically, we're just going to be replacing the fan belt with a new one. That's most of the time what the problem is, especially when you look at the belt and it's going to look like this belt up here does. So let me bring you up there. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we're going to go ahead and replace the belt, and I'll show you what tools you're going to need to do it. From start to finish, this belt should take you 15 minutes, maybe a half hour tops. It's a very easy procedure. So let's go up there, we'll see what it sounds like, and we're going to replace it. All right, let's start it up, we'll see. Okay. Well, as you can hear, it doesn't do anything. You don't hear any squeaking at all. But if you look at the belt itself, you see how the back of the belt is all like, it looks like sort of like a little bit rusty on here. That's what the noise is coming from. The belt itself is actually drying out on the back here. And when you look at the, let me bring it in a little closer. When you look at the belt itself, right down inside here, I know it's going to be kind of hard for you to see, but you see right down here, you see that crack right there? You see how it goes from left to right here, and right here? Those are very small, little cracks in the belt that need to be, the belt needs to be replaced. So I'm 99% sure that that's going to take care of the problem, so that's what we're going to do. All right, now what we're going to do is, you're going to look at these belts and you're going to see where it's how the belts are located on here. If you don't have a picture of it, take a picture with your phone, draw out a little schematic, whatever, because once you take these belts off here, it's going to be a little hard for you to put it back on and be absolutely sure it's on correctly. Now you see how it's on the pulleys here? You have to make sure it goes back on the pulley exactly as it is right here. It has to be inside the grooves there. It can't be hanging over at all. See, on all of them. All right, so this one here is your tensioner right here. So this is the one that we're going to be actually taking that bolt right there, and we're going to pry on it to push that tensioner forward so we can take this fan belt off of here. Sounds easy, but sometimes you need 3 hands to do it. So, all right, let me just show you what you're going to need to do it, and then we're going to do it. Okay. This is basically all you're going to need. A 14mm wrench, or I have one here that's a little bit longer. It's a 14mm. It's meant specifically to do fan belts because you have the increased length, so you have the increased leverage. That's a 14mm socket that's on there. And you're probably going to need something like this, a long screwdriver or a piece of wire or whatever, just to push that lower belt on so you make sure it's in place. All right, so, all right, let's get the belt and let's get started. Okay, now like I said, this is if you don't have a picture of it or a schematic, you can just draw it out so you know where the belt goes, because just in case you try to put it back together later on and you can't tell, at least you have something written down so you can go back to it. All right, so what you're going to do is get in here with a wrench, just like this, on that tensioner, and you just pull on it, you push on it to release the belt tension, and it'll pull it off of there. Now, I just want to point this out. This is your power steering right here. You see the power steering? You can just pick this up and move it off to the side. Just gives you a little bit more room to work, but you got to put this back on later, obviously. All right, so we're gonna use this longer tool that I have here. It just fits on just like this. And then once you have the belt off, you just release the belt from the pulley, and then you let the tensioner up nice and easy, and you can take the belt. And you can take the belt off the car, and you're not worried about it because you already know exactly how it goes back on, so it really does not matter how it is. Okay, now this is the belt. Remember what I was telling you about the cracks in the belt? You see these cracks that go from side to side here? This way, these cracks here, that's not cracks, that's actually the way the belt is made. But when you have these little cracks in here developing inside the belt, that's when you know it's time to change the belt. Alright, I'm going to tell you this too. Always match up the belt to make sure it's the same length, because frequently you'll get the wrong one. Okay, we'll just put the belt down. Remember, let me print this out and show you.
I only drove it a day, but...
Okay. Okay, now, remember you have your schematic so you can see how the belt goes back on. We're going to put that, what we're going to put on first is this belt, the lower part of the belt down here first, because that's the part that's going to be the most difficult to get, and then the last piece we're going to put on is going to be right up on the top, right here. Now remember what I told you about that long tool to get in there? That's how you're going to get in. You're going to make sure your belt is on the lower crankshaft pulley. Now once you've got everything laid in there, the last piece we're going to put on is this piece right up on the top right here. We're going to put our tool back onto it. Slide down on the pulley. Hang on one second, Tom. Hang on one second. Okay, then after you have the belt on, before you start the vehicle up, make sure, like I told you before, is that all of the pulleys are on, the belt is on the way it's supposed to be, especially down on the very bottom. All right, and if everything is good, get all your gear out of the way. Make sure you put your power steering back where it belongs before you start it. You don't want to have any accidents. Hey, Tom, do me a favor, start this up for a second, please. Okay. All right, go ahead. Make sure your fingers are clear. And as you can see, the belt is on where it's supposed to be. It's on all of the pulleys. Don't put your fingers in there because you'll lose them if they get caught in the belt. And that's it. All right? All right, shut it off. All right, that's it. And then before you let the car go, make sure that your belt is in each one of the grooves just the way it's supposed to be, and that'll take care of your problem. Okay. All right, so now that you put your belt on, your chirping noise is definitely going to be gone. You don't have to worry about that any longer. Like I said, you developed the cracks in the belt. It's time to change it. All right, you have any questions or comments? You want to talk to me about anything? Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. As always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.